Alright guys, so this is what we've got today. Very successful hunt, all things considered. Shot this guy just as we were making our way off the property. We had shot a fox earlier on, put up the pictures, but then I got this one. Made slightly bit of the mess of him, slight bit of the mess, but it's not too bad. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be taking 4 legs, hopefully back strap and the neck as well. Look at that over there. We'll just take those whole pieces and tomorrow I can work on it further. Alright, so we're out here in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales. Beautiful property, look at that. Okay, so this is what I've been doing for most of the morning. Look at that, that's a beautiful medallion steak over there. So this is only one leg of that fallow deer from last night, and this is what I've done with it. Not done as yet. So I have like cubed over here. I've got some strips over here, you know, to make like a stir fry or stroganoff or something, cubes, maybe like a curry or something like that. And then I've got these beautiful steaks over here. All right, obviously they're going to be pan grilled. And then I have these medallion kind of steaks as well. They're like nice little round ones, thin as well. Imagine that on the grill. And then I don't have my mincer with me. That's in Brisbane. But what I've done as well is I've got these chunks of meat. I'm going to put them in 1.5 kilo bags, and I'm going to give them away. So this is all from just one leg of the fallow. I've got my work cut out for me. I have another 3 over there, chunks of meat. So I have to give away as much as I can for today. I'm going to get started with the head. I'm just going to saw off the top part of the skull along with the obviously with the antlers, and then I have to work, yeah, and I have work to do on it. I'll show you all of that later. So I've ripped it out, and that's what I've come up with. Not too much of an effort. Alright, so this is the next step in it. I've removed all the skin from that portion of skull, and yeah, what I'm left with is parts of the brain and obviously some fatty tissues and ligaments and whatever else is going up, whatever else is over there. So I put that to the boil. I'm going to let that boil for quite a while. Okay, so this is the stage that I'm up to now. So I boiled it for just over an hour, and as you can see, all of this has come off, all the gunk. The brains have come straight out of its casing, and you know, there's like fat and everything around it. Alright guys, so I've removed all the flesh and the you know, the fat and the ligaments and whatever, as much as I can, as much as I could. I spent a good few minutes on it, maybe about half an hour, scrubbing and rubbing and tugging and everything at it, and now I'm going to put it into a solution of water and bleach. So it will be like 9 parts water, 1 part bleach, something like that. It's important not to just put it straight into bleach, otherwise bleach will eat up the bone. And then yeah, I'm going to leave it overnight and then check it in the morning, and that's Just see how it is. And by the way, when I look at my watch, it's just been over 24 hours that I had actually shot this deer. I reckon I would have shot it around 8 o'clock last night, and now it's 9:30. So not bad. So we leave the antlers themselves out of the water. All right, here we go, people. So this here is a finished product. Left it overnight to soak in that solution of bleaching water, and took it out this morning, and looking pretty solid, pretty clean. Yeah, and that was all just, honestly, just maybe a couple hours of work, and that's it. And now just have to let it dry, and yeah, I just keep them like that. However, you can mount them as well. Just get like a little plaque, you know, you get the you buy them, the wooden ones, and then you can just drill it on, or tie it on however you want to, and then you can write, you know, Fallow. This is only a small buck, very small buck, but in my books it's a trophy. It's all relative. For me, this was a hard-earned buck, and yeah, this is something that I have to remember that hunting session by. Alright guys, so this is venison fallow buck, weigh number 1. So this, we have the beautiful steaks which I lopped off. I think these are from the leg, and I've marinated half of this Cajun rub, nice hot stuff, and I've got some other ones. Probably kids don't eat the hot stuff, just with salt. In my pan over here, my griddle pan, I've got half butter and half oil. I'm just going to wait for it to brown up a bit. I want that butter to go nice and brownish, and then I'm going to add my steaks in. Okay, so here we go. We have our end result. That's our beautiful venison steaks. We're going to eat it along with some chips, salad, gravy, which is made from the juices of the venison itself, and some nice greens, some nice broccoli over there. Okay guys, so this is how we are making our venison. So I've got 500 grams of venison strips, and I'm going to make a beef stroganoff, but this time it will be a venison stroganoff, and I'm using, yes, good old Jamie Oliver 15-minute meals. It's but yeah, I don't know about 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes of just bloody cutting up the onions. But anyway, 15-minute meal with the venison strips, and let's see how it goes. Alright, so I've marinated my venison strips over there, just a little bit of salt, pepper, paprika. I've made a mix of some gherkins and some onions, and I have my mushrooms in the pan. I'm going to add some garlic to that just in a minute. Alright, so I have my lovely venison strips. I've marinated it in salt, pepper, paprika, and a little bit of some lemon zest. So I'm going to pop that all inside of the pan. Alright, Jemima, what do you reckon? How do you like the venison?
It's It's really good.
It's beautiful.
There's just a fat on it.
Beautiful. Alright guys, as you can see over here, so I'm chopping them up into small little cubes and little, cube strips, about an inch thick. Then I'm going to make what you call a karahi with it. The karahi. It's like an Indian / Paki curry, but this is tomato based. Normally I make a korma, which is onion based, and I do that with heaps of tandoori and other wild meats. But I want to try it out with the deer which I've got, which is the fallow buck. Now it hasn't got any fat of its own. Traditionally with the karahi, you use a lot of the goat or the sheep's fat. So what I'm going to do, what I've done actually, is that I've got this whole hunk of fat that from a recent sheep slaughter, I've done it at Narrabri. So I slaughtered the sheep myself, and it was beautiful sheep, lamb actually, and I cut away a lot of its fat, and so I'm going to add that fat to the deer, and I'll tell you how it goes. Alright, there you have it guys. So I've mixed in, I have roughly just over a kilo of venison, and I've mixed in with that, I'd say roughly about 200 to 250 grams of lamb fat. Now this dish over here is karahi. One of the specialities of it is that we do it with minimal amount of any type of spices, surprisingly. We don't use that many spices in a karahi, but it's a very tomatoey, fatty dish, as you will see in a minute. Alright guys, so as I mentioned earlier, it's a really simple dish. Actually, everything that you need for this dish is right here in front. So I have the venison with the lamb fat, I have yogurt, I've got salt of course, I've got some of this turmeric, organic it says, you don't need organic, it's just turmeric anyway. I've got ginger and garlic paste, I've got coriander seed, ground of course, pepper. This time I have white pepper. It's better if you have black pepper, but that's the only pepper I have. I've got my tomatoes of course, there's 6 of them, and then I've got this ghee. Ghee is like, if you don't know what it is, clarified butter. I'm going to use a bit of oil as well, and then obviously water as well. So it's a really basic dish, but it's full of flavor. Alright guys, so what I've done is that I've brought my put my ghee and oil in, but then I've added my venison meat in. I'm going to allow that to brown a bit, and at the same time I'm going to add in my ginger garlic paste. Alright guys, so next step, I have my tomatoes. I'm going to pop my tomatoes in, and then I'm going to place a lid on it, and then I'm going to show you what's going to happen. There we go, so I've got all my tomatoes in. That's 5 tomatoes, obviously cut into halves. I'm going to put the lid on that, and I'm going to wait for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, so I've left it in there for about 10 minutes, tomatoes, and what happens is that, as you can see, the skin easily comes off. That's all you have to do. That's what you need to do. You just go about and you take these skins off, because you don't want these skins in your food. So that's it. This meal has been cooking now for the last couple of hours, I'd say. Yep, it's 9:30. Oh, just under 2 hours, maybe 1.5 hours. It's turned out beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As you can see, I've just switched the heat off. So what I didn't show you, what I actually forgot to show you, was that just towards the end I added in about 3 tablespoons of yogurt and some pepper, and then on the top I added in some fresh coriander. And yeah, let me just give a taste of it. So it's just as I like it, just nice and creamy because of that yogurt, and give it a bit of a taste. Yeah, okay. Right, let's see how that is. That is perfecto. I can tell you that the meat is tender, tender, tender. And that's really, really special. Over here I have a beautiful roast. Cut. This is off the shoulder. I've opened it up. Over here I've got, on the pan, I've got a mix of pine nuts, mushroom and spinach, along with some herbs and spices. I'm going to pop that in here along with some cheese. I'm going to roll that up. I'm going to put it in the pan for a bit, and then it's going into that oven, and hopefully it should be really, really good. Now, last night, what I didn't show you is that last night I had this in a brine for roughly between 10 to 12 hours, and it was in a brine of obviously water, salt, sugar. I had red peppercorns in there, and I had some bay leaves as well. And I'm hoping that this will turn out really, really succulent, really juicy, with good flavors as well. Alright, so I'm going to string it up. So that's coming on nicely. Over there we have our griddle pan with the butter inside it, and our hunk of venison. Things coming along quite nicely there. So we're going to give it a 2 minutes, just brown it. We're just going to brown it on all sides. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then we're going to pop it in the oven for, what do you reckon? Another half hour or so. Alright guys, so we've browned it up a bit, and now we're going to go ahead and pop that in the oven for a bit. Alright, so there we go, there we have it. That's our beautiful venison, with the stuffed pine nuts, spinach and mushrooms, and then we have a side of obviously potatoes hand cut, and broccolini, I think. Is it broccoli or broccoli? Broccolini.
Makes a very difference from that.
That's so cool.
You can even move it across here. See how the words get bigger?